Welcome to another episode of Silence is Golden. I'm Simon Kelly.
And my name's Troy Dean.
And welcome to, this is Studio A, which will soon be partitioned next to another fantastic studio room. It'll be very exciting in the coming couple of weeks. I can't wait to release that news. So today, what we're going to be talking about is we've got a little game that we've been brewing up. Very excited to share that with you. Another way of delivering some of the content that we have on. So I hope you will stay for the entire episode. We also have a couple of things that made the Wii come out in the past week. We've got a gold nugget that will help you get what you need done faster with less time. Stay with us.
The Wi-Fi is just shit in this room, isn't it?
It's just starting on a negative note.
It's just terrible.
You're negative Nancy.
It's 2018. Hey. Why is the Wi-Fi so shit? Hey, I'm going to go and live in South Korea. They have the fastest Wi-Fi in the world.
Koh Samui was pretty good.
Slightly dangerous neighbour, but they have really fast Wi-Fi in South Korea.
Yeah. They also have, little good, little bad.
They also know that 25%, there's a reason I'm talking about this. I do believe that North Korea are going to be featured at some point in this episode. Do you know that 25% of school-aged children in South Korea are in therapy for internet addiction?
Wow.
That's what happens when you have super fast internet.
Yeah.
As opposed to here, where we have super shit internet in Australia.
And no therapy required.
Well, there is therapy because my internet's too slow.
Different kind of therapy.
So I need anger management therapy because the internet... Connectivity issues are the one thing that push me over the edge, man.
Connectivity
If you're trying to print something on the printer that's on the Wi-Fi router... And the printer, and it's like, no, can't find printer. What do you mean can't find printer? You're on the same freaking network.
I'm looking at both of you.
Correct. Connectivity issues are the thing. Like, I can check the ink levels on the printer, and you tell me that the ink levels are low, but I can't get a document to print.
Life's hard sometimes,
anyway,
right?
If we still had that pisses me off, that's what would piss me off this week, would be connectivity issues.
The real issues coming at you on Silence is Golden.
That's right. So, what's going on, Mr. Smelly Kelly?
Well, you know, we've spent a bit of time in the studio over the last week or so. Saying things, trying microphones, rearranging things, doing those things.
Pretend. Ooh, what's that? They'll be featured in the weeks coming up.
Yeah.
Pretending to rehearse. We pretended to rehearse yesterday, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, we did a dry run.
Definitely, it wasn't moist at all.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that one alone. If you're in Koh Samui, you'll know what I'm talking about.
What happens in Koh Samui
stays. What happens in Koh Samui gets broadcast on Silence is Golden. That's
live.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool. We're here. There's some people tuning in on the old Facebook, which is good. I wish I could see it, but I can't because the Wi-Fi is so shit. But anyway,
that's
just
exciting,
spinning,
isn't it?
I know.
Screenshot that.
There we go. And so, what's really exciting this week, though, is that we have a new segment. And we, in the interest of complete transparency, we wanted to find a more interesting way to share some news with you.
Yeah.
So, Max, why don't we just roll into our new segment? What's happening here? Now, the idea of this segment, of course, is that we're going to take something that's happened this week and we're going to, and Simon and I don't know what's going on here, but the production team, headed up by Max and very ably assisted by Ben, they have put together some news articles, and I believe what's going to happen is they're just going to show us a picture and we have to try and figure out what it relates to.
We have to figure out what's happening here.
What's happening here.
Yeah,
so why don't we get started?
All right.
Okay, here we go.
An error occurred. Please try again
later. Okay.
I do want to click learn more. That would be helpful. Can you do that?
So I reckon this might have been the public reaction to Kanye West in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. And I think everyone's just had an overwhelming feeling that an error has occurred.
Yeah.
Hey?
There's a playback issue. Something's wrong. Like, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, the internet is breaking.
Trying to make sense of what Kanye said, an error has occurred. Is that no? That's not what's happened.
How will we know if we get it right or wrong, or we just speak until something happens?
Yeah, well, that wasn't right. So there we go.
Oh,
that is
again, just
not
rub
correct.
it in. All right, so that's how we know we got it wrong.
Right.
Just put it back up again.
Maybe this is the homepage of MySpace. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
An error has occurred.
Tom's website. Yeah, that's a quick way to get to Kevin Bacon, isn't it? You go, Troy was friends with Tom, who was friends with Kevin Bacon. Boom.
That's right.
That basically does
there
everyone.
You go.
The 2 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, we were of course yesterday. I introduced Simon to the concept of the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, which he wasn't familiar with, and we had a lot of fun playing that. But I don't think this is Kevin Bacon. No, no, there's no mind blown. I don't think this is Kevin Bacon.
This isn't bacon related.
This is not bacon related.
Yeah, I think that I remember seeing an error message last week while I was in the middle of a meeting that was quite important actually, and I saw like all this script stuff, and then there was like a character on the side, and it was an error for one of the big site on the internet. It was YouTube, and YouTube was actually down. I don't have no idea how long for, but I saw that and I thought something's wrong with my computer, and I have to exit that and just talk about something else in the meeting. So I don't know. Is it related to that? That wasn't an error message I saw, but there you go.
There we go.
Ding.
Woohoo! Well done, Simon Kelly.
YouTube was down.
Yeah, YouTube was down. In fact, Maddie, there we go, nice green light because you got it right. Maddie, our content, what is Maddie's role?
Yeah, I was going to say.
What is Maddie's role?
I really hope this is the first time that she'll find out what the role is.
Content producer, yoga instructor, meditation guru. Maddie actually pinged us on Slack and said, hey, why are all the videos off on the show notes on the blog? Because she was updating the show notes, and she's like, all our videos are down. That wasn't us, it was YouTube. I still don't know why YouTube is down. Have you bothered to read the article and find out why YouTube is down?
No, I just looked at Twitter reactions, and that was about it. There wasn't anything particularly funny actually on Twitter. I was a bit upset. People just go there to vent when there's things happening, and just like try to figure out the meaning of life on Twitter in 140 characters, which is different now. Do you guys get on Twitter? Give us a thumbs up. No, really? Ben's on Twitter. There you go. Follow Ben for hilarious anecdotes.
Hey, by the way, Max, are the Facebook comments thing working? Because we do have some comments here. No? Facebook
Can you
comments
just
are not
show
working.
the box anyway?
Holy shit. So we've got this new plugin in the software here that is designed to allow us to bring Facebook comments up live on the screen, but for some reason... Oh, yes, they're working.
It's a Facebook user. Marvelous intro, Simon. You could be on.
Yeah, well, that's a crap thing, isn't it? I can tell that is Roby Lawrence. Roby says, marvelous intro, Simon. You could be on Sunrise. For those that don't know, Sunrise is a morning television show here.
I bet you'd like to wake up with me, Roby.
Did you just make a joke? Did you?
That was a joke. Here it is.
Wow, fantastic. Now that is a really. If that is the Facebook comments plugin that comes with Livestream Studio, then that is shit.
It's
because you don't even get to see the full comment, and you can't see who it is or what their name is. Now, I know Cambridge Analytica and privacy schmivacy and all that kind of stuff, but come on, that is just awful. Facebook user.
I did mess with the settings yesterday, dude, just FYI.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't have done that stuff, but that's why it's looping that same one.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
sorry about that.
Anyway, April Weir said, is the what's happening here, Troy's wearing a jacket? Is that what's happening here?
If you mention Troy's jackets, you get bonus points for sure.
Yeah, I think we should move on to the next.
There's more?
Yep, there is. There's more. Bring up the next image. Oh, there we go. I told you North Korea. We're gonna feature in.
So you've seen this,
this is
have you?
North Korea.
You know what's going on. This is an unfair advantage.
This is.
We're not competing this time. So
I had a hunch. Okay. No, there's no competition. There's no scoreboard yet.
All right. I'm looking. All right.
This is North Korea with the Bitcoin tattoo on Kim Jong-un's left cheek.
Yeah, my homie Kim's getting a tat.
My homie Kim is getting a tat.
That's right. Is that what it is?
Kim is getting a tat.
Is that the title?
I don't think he's getting a tattoo. I don't think Kim Jong-un has got an actual tattoo on his face.
That? Oh no, that wouldn't be tears. That would be on the other side.
I think that's been photoshopped, Simon. You know, they do that sometimes. They use Photoshop to doctor images.
His eyebrows are so small by comparison to his eyes.
Yeah. So this has got to be something to do with, North Korea, it's been well known that North Korea, late last year, North Korea were allegedly buying and selling uber amounts of Bitcoin to artificially inflate and deflate the price of Bitcoin. So they would sell a bunch of Bitcoin so it would crash, then they would go and buy a bunch of Bitcoin so it would put the price back up, and then they would sell it again at the top end and make lots of money.
Right.
But I don't think that's this article, because that would have been last year.
Okay.
And
so it's something related to Bitcoin, obviously, and them trying to manipulate the data to so that Kim can get some more tattoos.
So has Kim Jong-un had a tattoo of Bitcoin on his face, Max? Is that what's going on here? No, that is not what's going on here. So I'm going to hazard a guess here.
Go for it.
It's a bit of an educated guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a guesstimate. I think so. Also, one thing that happened, it's been quite well known that North Korean hackers have stolen lots of Bitcoin over the years. In fact, there is a report that estimates 65% of all Bitcoin that has been stolen by North Korean hackers. Now, don't shoot the messenger. I feel like we could get into trouble for broadcasting.
Well, I was just thinking the screenshot of you above Kim. Don't screenshot.
I feel like we
show.
could be taken off Facebook any minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just going to hazard a guess so we can move on from this dangerous segment.
Yeah.
I think.
How's your Bitcoin wallet looking at the moment? Are you getting
not
hacked
good.
right
No,
now?
I checked Portfolio yesterday, and it's just a disaster. You're just better off keeping it shut and not checking it. I reckon North Korean hackers have stolen more Bitcoin. That's my. Oh, there we go.
Bitcoin.
Look at that. Beautiful.
There you go.
In fact, what happened is North Korean hackers have stolen apparently $571 million or $567 million or something around that number of Bitcoin. $570 million worth of Bitcoin stolen by North Korean hackers.
In the last, ever?
In the last 7 days.
Wow.
A few days ago.
That's impressive.
This happened, yeah.
Wow.
I haven't
even been to the gym.
I don't think any of it was mine.
Oh. Wow.
What was that? You haven't even been to the gym?
Yeah, in that time. They've stolen 570 million.
In between Tough Mudder and the haircut, they stole 570 million.
Far out.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to up my schedule.
Now, we don't know. I mean, okay, so a little secret here. Simon and I may have known what those articles were about, but we don't know what the next one's about. So
no one's going to believe you.
Hey, there we go. ScoMo. Now, we do have a large audience in the States who don't know who that man is. That
probably
is
a large
actually,
audience in Australia that doesn't know who that guy is.
That's right. That is the Prime Minister of Australia. His name is today. This week, that is the Prime Minister of Australia.
Right.
His name is Scott Morrison. Prime Minister Scott Morrison. I'm not sure what this relates to, but
One more day, I'll be in office.
That's
is that
right.
what he's doing?
Bit of context.
1 more minute.
We have a national sport here in Australia. It's called Let's Roll the Prime Minister. So what happens is the electorate, all us people here, where voting is compulsory. If you don't vote in an election in Australia, you get fined $50. So
Not
most
if you
of
keep
us
moving house. Quick tip.
Not if you keep moving house. Most of us turn out and vote. And at the last federal election, the Conservative Party were elected in, which would be, in America, would be the equivalent of the Republicans. They were elected in. But we have a national sport here in Australia. And what happens is when a Prime Minister gets elected, their own party then sack them and roll them and challenge the leadership, and halfway through the serving term we wake up and we have a new Prime Minister that nobody voted for, because the incumbent party has decided to fire their Prime Minister because they've lost confidence, and they appoint some new buffoon to take over. This has happened quite a few times here in Australia. It happened in 2010 was the first time where we had Kevin Rudd as the Progressive Prime Minister. My wife and I flew overseas. We woke up in a backpackers hostel in the Czech Republic, and we tuned into the ABC News here in Australia, and Julia Gillard was the new Prime Minister. She had rolled Kevin Rudd. Yeah. Of course, about a year and a half after that, Kevin Rudd then rolled Julia Gillard and got back in the hot seat. Then he was ousted, and he was elected. The Conservatives were elected with Tony Abbott, affectionately known as Mr. Rabbit, with the big ears and the budgie smugglers.
He did eat that onion, which I thought was great.
He did.
Yeah.
He was elected Prime Minister.
With the skin on.
Then he was rolled by Malcolm Turnbull, and then Malcolm Turnbull just won an election, and now he's been rolled by Scott Morrison, affectionately known as ScoMo. That's right. So, points if you're still keeping up and you have any idea what we're talking about. It is...
Bit of context there.
Brian, my business partner, when this was all going on, he pinged me on Slack and he said, "Do we live in Fiji? Do we?" Like, it's just what happened to democracy? I mean, all respect to our Fijian partners here, but we would like to think here in Australia that if you elect a Prime Minister, they go and see through the full term.
Hasn't been since Johnny Howard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which is about 8 years ago. So, anyway, I don't think that's the article, because that happened a few months ago.
So the article isn't, 20 years of history. That's not the article?
No, but I just wanted to give a bit of context. So this dude is dude is now the Prime Minister. I think he was a bit surprised.
What's he got? He's smiling at one thing.
Smiling at one thing.
What's he doing?
You had one job.
Yeah.
You had one job.
Ask the next... Okay, one. He's smiling. He's happy. So it's not about one job.
He's happy.
One thing...
what else has happened in federal politics? Well, actually, there was a by-election on the weekend in Wentworth in New South Wales, because what happened is Malcolm Turnbull, who was rolled by Scott Morrison, he then quit politics, and so his seat that he was holding in Wentworth, they had a by-election, and the Conservatives, the Liberals, lost that by-election. It was won by an independent, Dr. Karen Phelps. And so now the Conservative government no longer have a majority. This is what it could be. They had a one-seat majority in the House of Reps.
One seat.
Right? They've now lost that majority because they've lost the Wentworth seat. And so now it could be... So now they have to form a minority government, and there is talk that if they can't form a minority government, we might have to go to an early election. So is that what's going on here, Max? Is that what's going on here? No, that's not what's going on here.
Is it one more pint? I'll stay for one more, and then I'll drive home.
Well, what is going on here?
One more pint.
Do you have any idea what's going on?
Well, people are getting educated on the wrong answer. Okay. That's for sure.
Right. Well, there's only one other thing it could be, which is, of course, I think it was last week sometime, Scott Morrison forgot to renew his domain name, and his website was taken over by a prankster here from Melbourne.
Who is 6 degrees of separation from Ray.
Is that right?
We went for a walk and had to talk about that. Ray knows him.
And so then when you went to scottmorrison.com.au, instead of having Scott Morrison's website there, he just played a song called Scotty Doesn't Know.
Yeah, that's it.
Scotty Doesn't Know.
Is this the... Please
is that what's going on? Yes, unbelievable stuff. All right. So interestingly, interestingly now, if you go to Scott Morrison, I looked at this the other day. If you go to scottmorrison.com.au, it redirects to scottmorrisonmp.com.au without an SSL certificate. This is the Prime Minister of the country. The Prime Minister of the country has an insecure website.
Shameful behaviour. The world's crumbling around us.
There we go. So there's our new segment. Hey, we'd love...
Done. You made it there in the end.
I did. Thank you. We'd love to know, is every single morning, says Roby Lawrence. I'm not sure what that's about.
He wants me to wake. He wants me to be his sunrise.
He wants to wake up with you every single morning. There we go.
Right.
So, hey, is any of this...
damn day.
Is any of this, is anyone still watching? Do we like the new segment? What's happening here?
There's another one in the works as well that I like. We don't have it for today, but I'm pretty excited about the next one. Ben and Max smashed something together last week, and it looks awesome. Let's just say Troy versus Simon versus Street Fighter versus explosions. It's got everything and more. Well, all the things you want. It's better than a Simon Sunrise.
You're giving a lot away, my friend. For someone who didn't want to give much away, you're giving a lot away.
Well, how do they even know? How can you put those pieces together? Go draw me a picture of what I just said, and then if they send it over, like, that's pretty accurate.
There you go. Shit. Points. So there you go. That's what's happening here. Let's. Hey, I tell you what. Simon's been pretty excited about something this week, so let's take a look at what made the Wii come out. What made the Wii come out? Can I just say, you wouldn't know this show's live, would you? Because apart from our ramblings, the production of this show looks like it's been... Those bumpers are live. They're not This isn't pre-recorded.
It's just impressive.
Ben's actually animating those bumpers and doing the voiceovers, in real
time.
It's all real time. He's in a booth.
That's why it's never the same.
That's right.
Each time. It's amazing.
So what's made the Wii come out this week, brother?
Well, I was pretty amazed. What made the Wii come out? We did do a bunch of different tools in the past, but I was just doing some research, and there's this game that I came across. I was looking at Kickstarter for different things, and there's this game called Exploding Kittens game, and it's by one of the guys, the guy from the Oatmeal, I can't remember his name, and then a couple of guys from Marvel Comics and something else, and they managed to raise $8.7 million for a game that cost $30, which is pretty impressive. There was 219,382 backers and 115,000 comments. That's insane. They managed to get, and I'd love to have a photo for this, but it was a bit weird when I found the actual picture. They got 10, I don't know what this has to do with the game, but there was 10 Batmen in a hot tub That was part of it. It was like all the different things that were achieved as part of this Kickstarter. 10 Batmen in a hot tub, 8 Spider-Men in a minivan or something like that. They were both a little not safe for work, so I just thought, leave that alone.
Are they part of like the upgrade package you can buy or something?
No, there were just things that happened as part of the Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah, and it's quite a short video that they put together with like the rules and how the Exploding Kittens game work. Have you purchased the Exploding Kittens game? Did you know about this? Why didn't I know about this? It's insane. 8.7 million. In a minivan or something like that. Oh yeah.
Sorry, just a bit of extra sound coming off the iPad there.
So nice you had to hear it twice.
Yeah.
So that like just blew my mind, and then as my mind was blowing, Wii was coming out, and that was confronting, but it was interesting for this week. Did you guys know about that? Did you know about the Exploding Kitten game? Crazy. It's like Russian roulette. You basically have a pile of cards and you just pick up cards until you see the exploding kitten, and then you're out. Unless you've got one of the cards that like helps you not get out. You've got like a laser pointer that like makes the cat not blow up the bomb, and there's other ways you can play. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole game. 8.7 million.
Crazy.
Ugh.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, there you go.
Exploding Kittens. So what have we learned from that, Simon?
What have we learned is that it's just amazing what you can do if you just have some good marketing. And I don't even know if it's is it that good of a product? I just think like having an awesome following and just sharing the stuff that you do and being like authentic, because I think that the Oatmeal, the comics, and the amount of traction and the amount of audience that he grew from that helped obviously immensely with getting backers for this project. So I just think it's about sharing what you do and just experimenting and just trying and seeing what works. You never know, you might be sitting on a goldmine idea if you would only execute.
There you go.
You said it, buddy.
Hit the publish button is the
lesson?
The lesson there.
Yeah, and collaborate with awesome people, basically, I reckon. Yeah, there's a couple of gold nuggets, but we've got another gold nugget that we'd like to share
we do
this week.
Time to dig into the gold nugget.
Precious little time to sneak that in beforehand. Let's have a look.
Palindrome.
Yeah, that's when it's reversed.
No.
Come on.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's when two words have the...
well, let's outsource this.
A palindrome is a word... Oh, no, you're right. Sorry. Damn it.
The word
anagram.
mum.
It's an anagram.
Oh, I said acronym.
Anagram.
Yeah,
Anagram is where you've got two words that share the same letters.
Who can find and share the longest palindrome with us before the end of the show?
Well, palindromes forward and backwards.
Go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The longest
there's a
palindrome... Oh, well, that's easy. I'll just go to Google.
It. What are you like?
Oh, okay.
Who, not how?
Well,
Look,
okay.
Aren't you getting this?
Well, okay,
lesson?
but if someone says, "Hey, this is the longest palindrome," I want to say no, it's not, because I've done some research with Dr. Google and I know what the longest palindrome is.
Are you even on the show with me? What's happening? What's happening here? Okay.
That's not a palindrome. What the hell is that?
Someone else should bring it to us, and then we talk about it. Anyway, all right. Back to the show. Back to you watching at home. So.
Oh, sorry.
We got a little laser pointed for Troy. Huh?
Right. Huh? So anyway, we have a palindrome that we want to share with you. We have not a palindrome, an anagram that we want to share with you this week.
Yeah, which is our gold nugget.
This is our gold nugget. This is something I actually first heard this from my good friend Dave Jennings.
Dave Jennings.
And Dave Jennings said to me, he said, we have a good friend Mike Rhodes, who's an author of a fabulous book called AdWords for Dummies. I think that's what it's called. He co-wrote with Perry Marshall, I believe. And
I have it on my bookshelf at home.
Mike Rhodes, and this is, Mike didn't invent this as much as good props to Mike Rhodes and lots of respect for him as an entrepreneur. He didn't invent this, but he's been going on about it for a long time. And Dave was the one that planted the seed in my head. When Dave would find me down some rabbit hole trying to figure something out, he would reach in and he'd say, "Troy, get out!" And he'd pull me out of the rabbit hole and he'd shake me and he'd say, "Dude, ask who, not how." Who, not how. Oh, Dan Sullivan podcast. There we go. There's a podcast.
There's a little app on it.
Right.
By Dan Sullivan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who, not... Well, that would make sense because Mike Rhodes, I think, was part of Strategic Coach at one point, which is Dan Sullivan's mastermind program. Who, not how.
Which is now Strategic CEO, I believe, has been rebranded to.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
Yeah.
So who and how are anagrams of each other.
There you go. Easy to remember.
Not palindromes, but because how, the palindrome of how is whoa. Whoa. No, the palindrome of who is ho.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like when Oscar puts porridge in his mouth, it's too hot, and he goes, "Oh."
Yeah, I'm happy.
Oh.
I'm happy you did the example because I don't have kids. So
there you go. So who and how are anagrams of each other. So ask who, not how. There you go. If you're trying to solve a problem in your business, ask who, not how.
Yeah.
This will free up so much of your time and will give you the opportunity to speak to other people on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do a bit of collaboration. I think as a lot of the audience, I believe, are freelancers and web designers and such, and they're like natural problem solvers. We want to figure it out. We want to get into Google and know what the longest palindrome is. Instead of asking the community that we have right here on the show, you at home. But instead of trying to figure out how and how to do something, what if there was a who? What if you could make a quick phone call and someone's like, oh no, don't go that way. Don't even go down that path of how. Like I can solve that for you straight away. Awesome. Easy. Done.
So
that's our little tip for today.
In other news, and to close a loop, the longest palindrome in the English dictionary is...
Oh, have you learnt nothing from the show?
Is get this, the longest
I'm ready.
palindrome in the English dictionary is the onomatopoeic word. Do you know what onomatopoeic word is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, can you give me the answer to this first? Well, I'm dying. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Onomatopoeic word coined by... so dad is probably the shortest. Mum is also a very short palindrome. But the longest palindromic word in the English dictionary is the onomatopoeic word coined by James Joyce in Ulysses, 1922, for a knock on the door. And the word is... tatter-a-tat. Tatter-a-tat. Tatter-a-tat.
Yes.
Tatter-a-tat. T-A-T-T-A-R-R-A-T-T-A-T. You spell it forward and backwards the same. What is an onomatopoeic word?
It is the sound of the word is the sound of the thing.
Yes.
That it's describing.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boing.
Boing. Yes.
Honk, honk.
That's right. And also... Oh, turn my iPad down.
I like the look, proud look as you press it. You're like, check this out.
Here we go. Wah, 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 wah.
There it is.
Wah, wah, pedal, wah, wah, boom, chicka, wah, wah, onomatopoeic.
Exactly.
A word that actually is the sound. Kapow. The old Batman and Robin.
That's exactly like an explosion. That's a nuclear blast right there. That's exactly what it sounds like.
The old Batman and Robin
Kablamo.
show on TV.
Yeah, so good. Yeah.
Pow, whack, bang, crash.
Suck.
Spoing.
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 Yeah, that's a thing.
Splurt.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
So, of course, in relation to all of this, there were some tools that I came across this week.
Right, of course.
And I'd like to share one of them with you.
Get ready for Tool of the Week.
So, of course, we've been talking about how to, get leads for your business and all things business related throughout this entire episode.
Have we?
No, but one of the tools that I've found fantastic, and it's been around for a while, but it's Tool of the Week this week because I have been getting some good results with just having conversations with people, and my clients have been as well on their websites. It's called Drift, and it's a live chat for your website. There's a free version, which is awesome, and it actually plugs into my proposal software, Better Proposals, as well. So you can actually have live chats while your clients are looking through your proposals. There's a little live chat, just like, hey, can I help you with anything? And they'll be like, oh no, just about to sign up and give you all my cash.
And how is it
no
different?
one ever.
How is it different to Intercom?
How is it different? I've used Intercom here, but it's not $120 a month. That's one of the...
Try freaking... Our Intercom price is about to go up to about $700 a month.
You're joking. Well, it's not
they're
that.
jacking their prices up, Intercom. I'm not happy, Intercom.
Yep.
Let's tag Intercom in because they know I'm not happy. I've been tweeting about it. I've been talking to them. I'm pissed off. We're currently paying about $500 a month for Intercom, and they're going to jack the price up to about $700. Not happy at all. So we're actually looking for an alternative.
Do we have that bumper that says
to Intercom?
That sounds like a you problem?
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem.
Do we have that? We definitely need that.
We do need that. Not happy with Intercom. Actively looking for alternatives at the moment. I've been looking at ConvertFox, which is
get on Product Hunt and just lose a week there.
Oh man.
Yeah. Reach out to Ryan Hoover, the guy from Product Hunt, and see if you can have a chat and just experiment with different software or something.
Yeah, right.
See what's good. Drift is awesome though. It does in-app messaging. Intercom, like the in-app messaging is ridiculous. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think there's anything
It's not worth $700
a
month though. But
What do you use for live chat software on your client sites or on your own site?
would be keen to know. Leave us a comment under the video, and if the Wi-Fi in this room worked, I'd be able to see your comments, but the Wi-Fi doesn't work. So I'll have to
help you out here,
look at your comments on the replay.
Yeah.
How's that for a bit of live interaction?
Bacon.
Leave a comment now and I'll mention it on next week's episode. Hey?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, look, there we are. We're at the 30-minute mark. Now, we are on a mission here to keep the show under 30 minutes. I'll tell you why, because our lead developer in the Philippines, Jay, we were on a daily huddle last week and we said, hey, we'd love any feedback on Silence is Golden. And he said, yes, can you please make it shorter? It's too long. So, okay,
that was
no
it?
worries.
No emojis?
Yeah. No emojis, nothing. He said, just make it 30 minutes. It shouldn't be 45 minutes. I said, okay, no worries. We'll make it 30 minutes. There we go. Facebook user. I've been using Drift for months.
It's
Seems
Steve
good,
Little.
and it's free. Steve Little. Let's see if we can fix those settings so that we know who's leaving the comment there.
Yeah.
That'd be.
But that'll be for another time because we're wrapping up.
That's right. We are
because
wrapping
otherwise,
up.
Pat will delete
Jay
WP
will.
Elevation. Jay?
Jay.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
Jay? Oh, okay.
So, hey, thank you. Leave some comments under the video. Tell us whether or not you liked our new segment, which is called What's Happening Here. We have 2 more segments coming up in the next couple of weeks, so that'll be very exciting. And also leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to learn or what you'd like to see on this show.
Or what you'd like not to see. Let us know about that.
And feel free to share this, tag someone in and share this episode with someone who you might find it useful or get a laugh out of it. Until next week, my name is Troy Dean.
And I'm Simon Kelly. And remember, knowledge is power.
And silence is golden.